My name is Marienne Aliyu-Baba. I'm the founder of Clay by Marienne. It is an immense honor to be standing on campus on the same grounds that shaped who I am today, to speak to the great energy in this room. I want to thank the organizers of this event for finding my journey worthy of being shared on this platform. Today I'll be talking about the endless possibilities in the world of ceramics. Can anyone identify the people in the picture? Anybody from the picture? This is a major throwback to our final exhibition. Your exam officer, Malam Kabir, was my classmate, myself, and another one of our classmates in ceramic section during our exhibition. Please, let's move ahead. So let me start by saying something that I wish I was told when I was a student, just like you are today. You are going to be okay. Even if you do not know what to do after graduation, and even if your CGPA is not exactly as you had hoped it to be, and even if you're looking at other more promising departments in quotes, and you're thinking, so what do I do with industrial design? And even if your parents have started to ask you that, so after all these years, what exactly are you going to become? I know that feeling. You are going to be okay. I remember when, after graduation, I was moving my wares back home from school and my grandma came visiting. And she started asking me, so you've graduated now, what did you even study? And I said, industrial design. Of course, she did not understand what that was, so I had to go ahead and explain that I did ceramics and this is what we do. And she goes, so you mean that your parents spent all this money over the years to train you to go and play with sand in school? And now you come out and say you're a graduate. So what are you even going to do with this? So we had, those were real life conversations. And at that time, we didn't have anything figured out. Okay. So I was a student in the same school, in the same department. And at that time, I had nothing figured out. I did not know what was going to happen. I didn't know that one day I'll be standing here talking about a company called Clay by Marienne. I just had this deep love for design and a deep love for clay as well. So there's something fundamental about industrial design that I'd like for you to understand. That yes, you are learning how to create beautiful things, but beyond that, you are learning how to decide what will exist in the world. Every product you see today was someone's decision. How it feels in your hands, how much it costs, how long it lasts, does it create waste, is it harmful? Does it make someone's life harder or easier? And that is the power that industrial design is training you to carry. So look around you. Nigeria is a place full of problems waiting for designers like you. Our transport system, our housing, healthcare, waste, our everyday products, packaging. Every problem is an invitation to design, and you are being trained to see these invitations. My aim today is to expose you students to the endless possibilities that lay ahead in the world of ceramics. And to do that, I'll talk about my time in school a bit, my journey with clay upon graduation, the turning point for us as a business, and a few tips to mold your success. I came into industrial design as a transfer student in 200 level with little idea about what the department held. And I must say that I was blown away by the richness of what we learned in basic design. In our days in basic design, we were taught a lot about glass, about graphics, about textile, and I must say that there was little to no teaching on ceramics. So as a result of this, I only found out about ceramics at the end of basic design, end of second semester, when we were trying to choose where to go to. The moment I stepped into the ceramic studio, I knew that I had found my calling, and this was where I needed to be. 300 level came, and as expected, I had many studio late nights trying to learn from clay, learn from my seniors, learn from my colleagues, forging alliances that I still enjoy the benefits of today. Shortly after graduation or upon graduation, I knew that I wasn't going to leave design. And of course, there's no job in the Nigerian job market. So you have to figure it out yourself. So we started by designing decorative items like some of the pieces you see today. I just wanted to be different. So I was doing things with a touch of Africa. And this went on for years until in my childbearing years, I came across the story of a couple that was trying to conceive who had tried everything. They were medically fit, there was no medical problem, and they had gone through the whole route. So on the sidelines, keep moving, doctors advised them that they should have a lifestyle change, engage more with nature, stay in places with a lot of green to get more oxygenated air to help detoxify, drink from clay pots as this helped to improve fertility in couples. I heard this and I was blown away. This is the same clay we've been working with over the years, and we never heard anything like that. So coming from doctors, this led me to start reading. And as I read on, I was blown away because beyond just the fertility aspect, clay heals a large spectrum of issues. And it made a lot of sense because originally we were created from clay. So it just makes sense that this same earth would be a healing for us. Clay has immense benefits. And on the flip side of this is the fact that the normal items we use every day, plastic, sachet water, our cookware, all these synthetic items are harming us in ways that are irreversible. So every day you sip from a plastic container, you are ingesting microplastics that have no way of leaving your system. So finding all these things out led me to decide that, okay, there has to be a turning point. Somebody has to talk about these things and the change has to start somewhere. So we started, and that was the point where we transitioned from Marienne Gallery to Clay by Marienne. And at this point, our aim was to create a bottle out of clay that would replace every plastic bottle on the street. Teach the people what they needed to know about how these everyday behaviors that we are so accustomed to are gradually affecting our health. Production for us at the beginning saw us traveling to studios where potters had set up to work with them because we didn't have a studio. We'd work with the potters, create our designs, package items, and take them back home to deliver to our customers. But as soon as we started, there were a lot of challenges. Our products would break in transit. Production was strained because I was not in a comfortable setting, so I knew that we needed to get a studio, and we started working on that. At the time, I was in Lagos. I had gotten a studio, and we're trying to equip and looking for how to sell business when I found a company called Bell Africana. These people were organizing an award stroke pop-up market, and we wanted to be vendors in their event. When we reached out, they looked at our profile and said, no, you people deserve more than just being vendors. You deserve to be on our award list. So they put us for a category to run in Best Innovative Product along with 3 other businesses. And we're happy to say that we indeed won the award. And it came with a grant of 3 million naira from Nigerian Exports Promotions Council. They were trying to boost non-oil exports. So this grant helps us to set our studio up with a lot more ease. We set up our first studio in Lagos, and subsequently another one in Abuja, and then a third one in Kefi, where we do more demanding projects. When we have bulk items to produce or really large items, we move because there's more space there. The places in town are quite small. After setting up studios, we continued to attend events. We were vendors in many events, or we've been vendor in many events over the years. We're pioneering the fact that children should be made to move away from the screen and be more hands-on with themselves. So you see a child of 11, 12 years old, and he's finding it difficult to buckle his shoes because the motor skills are reducing as we go. We are pioneering the fact that kids during their free time should be taught things that will be beneficial to them. So we take clay to schools, we engage with children, we add a lot of fun activities, and this has helped. We've gone ahead to do corporate gifting for organizations that have traveled as far as China. We've gone to the United States, we've gone to Canada, we're in Ukraine, we're across Nigeria, over the 36 states. We have moved. So this is just a tip of the iceberg in what you can do with ceramics. And as our journey has gone, every day people call you and they are talking about their unique problems. Sometimes a health expert calls and they tell you, I'm a naturopath and I'm looking for how to move my patients from medication to natural healing. Sometimes you have these medical practitioners educate me about clay in ways that I never even knew. Conversations go on for hours. So you see that in the health sector, beyond just making clayware, there's this thing I learned about recently called mud bath, where people in other climes of the world would set up a mud bath for patients to help them heal from anxiety and depression. It even helps with fertility, I am told. Clay is in housing can be used. We can look at clay roofing tiles, clay bricks. There's so much you can do with clay. The options are endless and the problems are increasing. Nigeria needs designers like you. So when you leave here today, instead of looking for who will employ you, start to think, what problem can I solve? And instead of thinking just, okay, everyone is making vases, okay, I can do that. Think, what difference can what I make bring? What good, what value can I add to the society? And as you prepare to navigate your own path, know that ABU is just the starting point. People who feel like, I'm about to graduate, I don't have it all figured out, life is just about to begin. And the sky is your limit. Don't do what everyone else is doing. Be unique. Look for your passion and find where that passion solves the problem. Build on it. Show up every day. If you decide that you're going to build an industry, you're going to build an organization, you're going to make impact, you will need to learn business, you will need to learn marketing, you will need to learn sales, you will need to learn communication. And the learning never stops, and the growth also never stops. Be consistent. Thank you so much for your apt attention. Send us messages. We would like to keep the conversation going.